Hello, folks. My name is Maurice May. I am the founder and president of Citizens First Investments Fund. Now, the reason why I wanted to come to you here today with this particular video here is to tell you that we need donations for this organization to survive, to keep doing what it's doing. And I didn't want to just sit up here and say, we need donations, please donate. I want you to donate if you have received something. So if you have received and you benefited from it and you want to give a donation to any amount, you can. And you can do that by walking into Bank of America and donating to Citizens First Legal. Citizens First Legal. Now, this here particular organization is called Citizens First Investment Fund. It's a Michigan nonprofit organization. So if you receive something from the videos and you want to donate, that's one method that you can do. You can also use your credit card directly by contacting me at 517-513-5062. And also, now, if you say to yourself that you want a consultation regarding my research, you want to be further helped, many people benefit from that one-on-one type of thing. I'm available through video conference. I'm available through phone and email. And it's effective. It's effective. It helps people. I've done research over 100 people and it helped them. And obviously I'm confident enough to produce these videos. So with that said, I would get off into what I really wanted to talk about. And that is, not every habit or obsession, something that you need to keep on doing, is a addiction. It's bad for you. That's not how you define a addiction, because you have a habit of doing something. It can be a good habit. There are many people out there have a habit of doing something. There are many people who have an obsession and it's good for them. It's not an addiction. There are many people who are compelled to do something and it's not an addiction. I just wanted you to understand that. Sometimes you're compelled to do righteousness. You are obsessed with doing righteousness, doing something good. You have a habit of doing righteousness, good. It's not an addiction all the time. And one way for you to actually understand that is, there's this mental illness out there that's called obsessive compulsive disorder. It's called obsessive compulsive disorder. And many people who are addicted, they have this disorder. So in my research, my own independent research, I found that not every obsession is a disorder. Not everything that you're compelled to do is a disorder. And my research come with the conclusion is that's why an obsession, you can have an obsession and it does not have to be a disorder. You can be compelled and it does not have to be a disorder. The fact is, an obsession or an obsessive disorder is a disorder. That's what an obsessive disorder is, a disorder, not just having an obsession, not just having an obsession. If you are compelled to do something, it's not because you have a disorder all the time. You can have a compulsive disorder, but it's not necessarily mean that just because you have a compulsion to do something, that it's a disorder. And so I wanted to make that very clear because, if you have a habit of doing something, let's say you have a habit of going to the casino and gambling. 9 times out of 10, if you tell somebody you have a habit or you have an obsession to gamble at the casino, or you compelled to gamble at a casino because of the negativity that spread around having a obsession, because of the negativity that spread around having a habit, because of the negativity that surrounds being compelled to gamble, people automatically say you got a problem, because what they're thinking of is addiction. You would have to tell them that, you know, just because you are obsessed with something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a addiction. Just because you have a habit of something, it doesn't necessarily mean you have an addiction. Just because you are compelled to do something doesn't necessarily mean you have a addiction. But people automatically, when you tell them this, it's like, you know, they see negativity surrounding that. And it's very important, because it's like they're unintelligent on the topic. So with that said, I hope that this video, this research has been something that benefited you. I know that it benefited me. I know that it benefited me, myself. And I say that if it's good for me, it's good for you, because we all are human and we dealing with this issue. We dealing with this issue privately in our own private lives. And we need to understand it. Now, again, because those donations is very important, if you have received something, only if you have received something from this and it benefited you in your life, and if you want further consultation based on the research. Now, I like to tell people this. I am not a licensed mental health worker. There have been people who did not get a chance to be benefited off of my wisdom as it is, you know, my opinions and my research. They did not benefit off of this because they kind of dropped out from getting the benefit, because they say, well, you don't have a license. You don't have the experience that I'm looking for. So it's for people to donate any amount. And the way I see it, if you really want to get helped, what's wrong with somebody else's opinion? If you really want to get helped, because obviously people have tried the so-called experts' advice, and you know, I even did research, and you know, there's experts saying that it's not a such thing as a sexual addiction, and I know that it is, because anytime somebody keep on doing the same thing over and over again, it's an addiction. You can look up addiction yourself, and you can do the research yourself. And I did another video project, and I was talking about how people deliberately try to complicate things. So, you know, when you do your research, you're going to get a lot of information, and it's going to tire you out. Just tell me what I need to do, or just tell me your opinion on the subject. Now, my opinion on the subject of addiction, or whether it's sexual addiction or anything, it just means that you're not in control of whatever it is you're doing. That's the first sign. You're not in control. You're out of control. You don't know how to make it succeed for you. You're out of control. The second thing is that it's harmful to you. You keep on doing it, and it's actually harmful. It doesn't produce the feeling that you want. It's harmful. It's an addiction. You're out of control. And you know, the habit is really not something that describes an addiction. It's something that's included in an addiction, but not in itself, because you could have a habit of doing good things. So it's not something that you're going to say, you got a habit, so you have an addiction. You keep doing this every day, you got an addiction, and it's harmful towards you. No, you absolutely have to find that thing that is harmful to call it addiction. You know, I just think that it's very important for people to label it correctly. Until next time, I thank you. Bye-bye.